show you how they played bass then when they first came inside. And they improved on the bass, and of course, then later on, Johnny Green will give you an idea how they used to play. Now they're playing. In fact, it's the style that they're using. Well done, Johnny. And then we had what we call a boogie woogie came into style. Years ago, we used to, if you don't mind, I'm going to kind of take a little of this off of my face because it's running into my eyes. You don't mind that, do you? But we had a little boogie woogie style. And years ago, we used to call this banging on piano because we never thought there was anything to it because anybody could sit down and do this. Or people used to do that all hours of night, you know what I mean? We'd say, I wish them people would get up off of the piano and stop banging so much, you know? Well, then later on, it came into vogue because John Hammond happened to see a couple of guys in Kansas City, two fellas that didn't read any music at all, but they had a good rhythm, and their rhythm was from that boogie. Boogie Woogie, and then came into style. And then at that time, I happened to run across a guy named Louis Armstrong, and we became very close friends because we were working at a place called the Sunset Cafe in Chicago. And Louis had an unusual style, and it's a style that I had wanted to play for many years. And when I saw Louis, I couldn't believe it because he was playing what I wanted to play. And of course, we used to have an awful lot of fun during the time at the Sunset Cafe. He would do something on his trumpet, and I would steal it and say thank you. And I would do something on the piano, and he would steal it and say thank you. That's the way we used to do. And I really did rave over his particular style at that time. And piano then began to get very prominent and very popular. And of course, I had an awful lot of feeling because I never did play anybody else's solo because I figured that if I did, well, then I couldn't get the same idea that the guy that wrote the tune or actually played the tune would get out of that particular number. So I never did play it because I didn't want any comparisons, see? So I thought the best thing for me to do was just play the way I always felt from here, and that's the way I play today. I never try to repeat or try to memorize anything. I just play as I go along, and if you've heard me do something one night and come back the next night, if it's a little different, it's because that's the way I feel, see? Now, then came your modern piano playing. And some of these styles came out of my band. For instance, my wonderful friends, Dizzy Gillespie, Charlie Parker, and all those, they created a style that came from the actual music books. Fifths, 13ths, double augmented chords. That's an augmented chord. And now they have me doing the same thing. I'm playing a little blues. field comes in. Well, that's one of the old tunes of yesteryear that's put into a little bit of modern. I don't do too much of that way out stuff because, to tell you the truth about it, if I do, then some of my old-time friends will forget all about it and say, well, I don't know what he's doing. So let's pick the tempo up, fellas, and do a little Lovers Around the Corner and have some fun, and let's see what happens.